Can I mute?
No, I can't.
You are unmuted.
Thank you. Yes, we received it. Thanks for letting us know.
Yes,
We're now live on Facebook if you'd like to mute yourself so that we can start the service. Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's start with Shalom Aleichem, just to ease ourselves in to our Shabbat service. We are on page 76 of Sidur Lev Chadash.
Shalom Aleichem, Malaki Hasharet, Malaki Elyon. Melech Malaki Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachim L'Shalom, Malaki Hashalom, Malaki Elyon. Melech Malaki Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barukuni L'Shalom, Malaki Hashalom, Malaki Elyon. Melech Malaki Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem L'Shalom, Malaki Hashalom, Malaki Elyon. Melech Malaki Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everyone. We are going to light the candles together. I invite all those who have candles with them to be able to light and to bring in Shabbat together. On Shabbat morning, when we sing Matovu, we all say, as we're about to sing those words, each of us makes our own home, our kitchen, our sitting room, the sanctuary that we join in with. So tonight, as we light candles, just to think about the week that we've had. Some of us a harder week than others, what that is for us, how to bring that sense of joy, relaxation into Shabbat. So get your matches out, your candles. If you don't have, then we light for you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We now go to Yedid Nefesh on page 78.
Yedid Nefesh of Harakaman, of Harakaman, Meshokav Deka, Eretz Onecha, Eretz Onecha. Yedid Nefesh of Harakaman, of Harakaman, Meshokav Deka, El Ritzonecha, Eretz Onecha. Yarutz Avdecha, Kemo Ayal Yishtachave, El Mul Hadarecha. Yedid Nefesh רצונך, אל רצונך.
My very favorite when Dean sings that. So let's go to Psalm 95 on page 70. L'chu naranana, no Shabbat is complete without a taste of a psalm. Come, let us sing to the Eternal One. Let our song ring out to the rock of our salvation.
L'chu, l'chu, naranana, naranana, natonai, naria, naria, l'tuishenu. L'chu, l'chu, naranana, naranana, natonai, naria, naria, l'tuishenu. Nekad mafana, v'toda v'svirot naria lo. 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 L'chu, l'chu, naranena, naranena, latonai, naria, naria, l'tuishenu. L'chu, l'chu, naranena, naranena, latonai, naria, naria, l'tuishenu. Nekad mafana, v'toda v'svirot naria lo. Nekad mafana, v'toda v'svirot naria lo. Nekad mafana, v'toda v'svirot naria lo. Nekad mafana, v'toda v'svirot naria lo.
For the last bit of our Kabbalat Shabbat, I'm going to invite you to go to Lachadodi and to find it on page 91, just as we are before we go to the Baruch Hu.
L'chadodi likrat kala, l'shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, l'shabbat mekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala,
welcome Shabbat. We now welcome and call on each other. Just before we offer the Baruch Hu on page 92, just a reminder of how we manage on Zoom. Just to remind you that in the right-hand corner of your screen, you will see a little icon that says View. You can choose whether to be on speaker view and watch Dean and I, or whether to be on gallery and be part of the whole congregation. You also have chat, and Josie often welcomes people who haven't been for a while or indeed might be coming for the first time. So do peek at your chat because you may have a message in there, just as you might have someone leant over, handed you a siddur in the sanctuary and said Shabbat Shalom to you. On that note, of course, good news is ahead for us of thinking we will be able to imagine ourselves back in our synagogue soon. And we will, Council and I will be giving a game plan of how we are imagining that we'll be greeting each other. But for now, let's greet each other and call each other to prayer with the Baruch Hu on page 92.
Adonai, Amevorach, Baruch Adonai, Amevorach, Leolam Vaed.
A day that felt almost like it tasted of spring. Do join me from home. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravi.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, eternal one, are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You freed us from oppressors, delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt forever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly, we accepted your rule. Then, full of joy, we sang together. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. So let's offer our evening prayer for peace, for shalom bayit, for building a sukkah of shalom, a sukkah of wholeness or peace. We talk of resilience in our morning meditation, shacharit. So whatever that means for you, that safety and resilience, a sanctuary in our homes, however we are being beaten and bruised by whatever is happening.
Shalom,
you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all who dwell on earth. So let's go to our tefillah, our evening Amidah, and sing with Dean, Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Adonai sefatai tiftahu ki yagid tehillateva. Adonai sefatai tiftahu ki yagid tehillateva.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Meitim atah Rav Lahoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGeshem, Mazriach HaShemesh Umorid HaTal, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechaye Meitim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umati Asurim, Umakayem Emunato Lishnei Afar, Mi Chamocha Ba'al Gvorot, Umido Melech, Melech Meinit Umachaye Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah Lahachayot Meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Machaye HaMeitim, Kadosh atah v'nora Shemecha, Ve'en lanu Eloah mibaladecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, et HaShabbat, לעשות et HaShabbat לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
Baruch atah Adonai, Makadesh HaShabbat. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel. In your love, accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, our God, whom alone we worship in reverence. So as we prepare to say Modim, our custom on a Friday night is to share in the chat with each other things that we feel grateful, appreciative for, things in our life, things that have touched us, to be able to bring that to our prayers and offer Modim anachnu lach, we give thanks to you with all the kavanah, heart's intention we can. Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu le'olam va'ed. Sur hayenu magen yishenu, ata hu ledov ador. Nodeh lecha saper tehilatecha. Al hayenu hamsurim biyadecha. V'al nishmotenu hapukudot lach. V'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu. V'al niflotecha v'tovotecha. Shebachol eit erev v'voker v'tzoharayim. Baruch ata Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulacha na'eh lohodot.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tashim Leolam. 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 Ki ata hu melech Adon bechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon bechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tashim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tashim Leolam. Tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. V'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tashim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tashim Leolam. Tashim Leolam. Tashim Leolam.
Baruch ata Adonai, oseh hashalom. So as we pause for a moment for silent prayer, I just wanted to remind, my candle, I wanted to remind everyone of tomorrow night being Purim and how actually there's something, as well as Purim being all about celebration and silliness, there's something a little darker about Purim being the only book in the Bible that doesn't hold God's name, that even the name of Esther seems to echo the idea of Hester Panim, the idea that we get in Deuteronomy of God's face being hidden. And I'm thinking that so many of us through these past weeks and months have moments where things feel much darker, much heavier, much more difficult for us, and moments that feel lighter and easier. And I think maybe Purim just offers that reminder that even in one moment, sometimes we can feel both the ability to celebrate, to feel joyful, and that sense of heaviness and pressure that so many of us have felt. So I ask us tonight, this Shabbat, just as we prepare to, that we've chosen as a community to mark Purim tomorrow, just to hold that balance and to remind you of the words of Rabbi Bunam that I always love to share at Rosh Hashanah, that each person should always wear clothes with two pockets. In one pocket should be a piece of paper with the words, "The world was created for me," and in the other pocket, "I am but dust and ashes." We often need to hold that sense of joy and lightness alongside those days that feel heavier and darker. So I invite you tonight to just hold that balance as we go into our moment of silent prayer.
Adonai Tzuri V'Goali Adonai Tzuri V'Goali Ulratzon Irefi V'Egion Libi Lefanecha Adonai Tzuri V'Goali Adonai Tzuri Ose Shalom B'Romah Ose Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol B'nei Adam Ose Shalom B'Romah Ose Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael
A year of Zooming, and we sometimes still don't see that we're on mute. Let's turn to Aleinu on page 520. Aleinu, that prayer that calls us to look for a world in the future that we might be adding to. Let me at this moment invite those of you who are here tonight marking a yahrzeit to ensure that we have a full list by putting names in the chat to Josie and I. Our yahrzeit list is usually correct, but I just, we're a nice full congregation tonight and I wouldn't want to miss a name. So just as we go through, Elenu, please text Josie or I so that we are able, well, probably me, actually, others won't see it, so that I am able to name anyone.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, אשר שם חלקנו ויגד את שמו, ואמר עלינו להמליך מלכותו, אמר עלינו להמליך מלכותו.
We go now to Kaddish. We're on page 524. As we pause to think of those who are mourning and remembering in our congregation, we think particularly this week of the sudden, unexpected death of Barbie Slater, wife of Roger, mother of David and Debbie. And I believe this Shabbat it is the yahrzeit of her parents as well, although we do not have their names on the list. So Roger, I'll let you add those in the chat if you would like, and I'll add them to the list at the end. Zichrona Livracha, may her memory be for a blessing. And it means a great deal to us to have Roger with us this evening in these first awful days of grief. We turn to the yahrzeits of those who are recalling and remembering their loved ones. We think particularly of Ruth and Marcel Bella, friends of Rochelle Simmons, of Simon Black, husband of Raina Sheridan, father of Roberta and Rebecca, of Daphne Colby, mother of Richard Colby, of Agnes Dolan, mother of David Dolan, of Hal Friedman, husband of Anita Friedman, and Sarah Silverman, mother of Anita Friedman, of Paul Oppenheimer, husband of Corinne Oppenheimer, of Leon Pilpel, father of Alison Pilpel, and of Joan Solomon, mother of Janet Solomon, and Gunter Griffin and Betty Slater, family of Barbies. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. And may those who recall and remember their loved ones be comforted in their loss, as we say the words of the Kaddish with them. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'chayechon u'v'chayei dochol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorach le'olam omer maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'tromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitaleh v'talal shmei dekudusha brichu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei adam, v'imru amen. So let's go straight to Yevarechecha, Yasimcha, that Dean created the melody for. If you would like to follow it, I have no idea why we can never remember the page number that you can find it on, but I think it is on page 563 if you would like to follow.
Yesimcha Elohim Ephraim v'hi Menashe Yesim Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel Leah Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Why don't we pause for a moment while everyone gets their wine, their whiskey. It's not quite the weather for Bacardi and Coke, is it, yet? I know that that's what Leslie likes. So whatever you are making Kiddush over, Raphael, do you want to bring the challah over? We put raisins in our challah tonight in honor of Purim, but we don't know how I've never done it before. Okay. Right, man overboard, as you probably just heard. Let me see if anyone else has got challah and put you all on gallery. So hold up your chalot if you hold up your chalot if you have it. Slightly carry on over here, or okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, does everyone have? Lovely Myrna, I'm looking at your chalot. Josie, chalot. Caroline, Paul, yeah, chalot, fantastic. Annabelle, whiskey. Oh, Elijah's brought his parents to Shabbat. Elijah's percentage of shul going in his life is pretty high. We are noticing and enjoying that very much. Oh, Manon, did you make this week? No. Okay. Still looks pretty delicious. Hey, Wendy, nice to see you. Are you in Sheffield? Yeah. Good to see everyone. So raise your glass if you have. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh b'reishit ki hu yom tehila l'mikraye kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Tivanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. I decided to use port tonight rather than Palwins, and I highly recommend it. So, Caroline, I have a foolproof recipe. That is, unless I forget to put the eggs in, which I did last week. But basically, it is a very simple recipe. I will happily share. Raphael, you want to do hamotzi? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Amotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Are you going to try the raisin? Unmute yourself, everyone. I am going to I'm going to pop my challah recipe in the chat for Caroline to have.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom, everyone.